Yo, welcome to History Buffs. My name's Pepper.
Hey, I'm Phil.
And this is a Talladega Special. We're at Talladega Super Speedway in Talladega, Alabama. And we just watched the Geico 500 Talladega NASCAR Talladega race. Because we're in Talladega.
Yep.
And that's what we're fucking doing.
Really happy to be here. Met some good people. The motto of the weekend is haven't met an asshole yet. Everybody's been super nice.
100%. Super
nice. There's been a, I don't want to say diverse crowd. Economically diverse.
Yep.
From poor to rich, very diverse.
I would say like spiritually diverse.
Racially, not very diverse.
Yeah, not very diverse at all.
A lot of whites.
Yeah.
A lot of whites here.
Unfortunately,
I don't like it.
Black people haven't found NASCAR yet.
But hey,
they will.
The black people that we have met have been super fucking
Gems.
nice. Like top dogs.
Yeah. All four of them have been so cool.
Basically. And I thought it was funny, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the presenter, the host of the Geico 500 Cup Series was a black guy.
Yeah, Mama
like
Smith. That. He's cool.
And by the way, the winner of today, can we talk about that for a minute?
Sure.
The winner of today was Michael Jordan's car.
Tyler Reddick.
We hear
Father of Bo Reddick.
We're in a nice little campsite here, and we hear a jet come up, little private jet. We look up, sick paint job, and we see that Jumpman logo on the side. And we're like, oh shit, is that Michael Jordan's plane? And then we're like, oh, that's Michael Jordan. And his car probably was the best looking car of the day.
Yeah, Phil was very excited about the Jordan car.
Yes,
it was,
and he ended up winning.
It was almost perfect. The secondary logos kind of ruined it, but overall pretty good. Man, I just got a shout. Michael McDowell, he's an old guy, dude.
Yeah.
He's an old guy. He drove his fucking ass off today. All for nothing. All for nothing. DNF'd. Didn't cross the finish line. Got wrecked going through the tri-oval, blocking for the lead. But, man, he spent, 40 laps up front blocking?
It sucks. He does all that work. And I'm talking about 80 yards before the finish line, somebody taps his butt, and it all goes to shit.
Yep. And then
sucks so
Corey
bad.
LaJoy rode his door all the way to where we were sitting, and then kind of gingerly flipped on its roof, and then somehow delicately landed on the wheels.
It was wild.
I for sure thought that was going to be way worse. But yeah, Corey LaJoy rode the door with his wheels on the wall basically for 200 yards maybe.
Yeah. And
then ended up where we were at. But yeah, it was insane. And the rate, the whole race was good and exciting. And I think they had, I don't remember, I don't know what the last total was, but they had something like 70 lead changes. It was constantly.
Yeah, the record was
forth.
what, 88?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what a nice weekend. What a nice weekend. We're probably going to leave tonight. We got lucky and met some neighbors over here that are 30-year vets.
Yeah. Cannot shout them out enough.
And the little knowledge that they have makes all the difference in the world. And I'm like, how? What are we going to do? We got to walk a mile to the thing? There's no place to park. It's no, you just drive up to the gate and park by the gate. Nobody, just act like you know all shit.
Right. Here's what we're going to do. Let's, because everything you said kind of requires some context.
Okay.
Let's give the people some context.
Yeah.
So, Thursday night, Friday morning, I don't even want to, should we start when we get here? I think we should start before that. Phil's bus is a piece of shit, and it has a lot of play in the steering wheel, and we were driving down 2-lane roads and barely keeping it on the road.
The problem is with the steering, when you do like this, the bus doesn't really move. So you're going there's a lot of play in the steering.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way
when
to
you
describe
need
it.
to aggressively steer to get back on the road, you have to turn the wheel 10 degrees. And then it catches up at the end.
It got weird.
So driving down curvy, dark 2-lane roads was very scary.
Yeah.
We obviously we're men, we're Republicans, we fought through it. And we showed up at the track, and guess what? We had no fucking idea where we were going.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you show up somewhere and you have no idea where you're going, you ask somebody that works there. Guess what? They also have no fucking idea where anything is or how anything works.
I'd like to write a letter to the director of Talladega Security Operations.
See?
Your night shift personnel dropped the ball on Thursday night.
Sure.
Dropped
But
the ball. They're
I don't
like,
want to.
I don't know. Oh, go this way.
I don't want to bring attention to it because it worked in our favor.
It did.
Because he was like, "Oh, you're in this parking spot." I was like, "Yeah, dude, 17." He was like, "Oh, okay." And he just wrote down some shit on a parking pass and gave it to us. So we have a parking pass that we didn't pay for. You found out later that's a $90 parking pass or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're driving
out.
around. I have a friend, an internet friend named Nas Cody on Twitter. That he's in a campsite that's like 100 yards away from us. I was trying to get there, but we took a wrong turn. Turns out to get to that campsite, you have to like completely leave the facility and go to a different road. So the main road, it's a whole fucking thing. So we're driving around these campsites, and eventually it's 2:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that. We just say, fuck it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to park here. Nobody's back here. We're going to park here. The worst case scenario is they ask us to move.
Yeah.
And then we can move to where we were going to go anyways.
Yeah.
So we park.
And we were dog tired.
Dude, 2:30 in the morning. I'm pretty sure, well, no, I didn't work that day.
Emmett died. He was dead. He was in a coma at that point. I don't even think he remembers arriving.
Yeah. It was touch and go. So we showed up. We hang out and drink beers that night. Go to bed. And we are in Phil's tour bus. It is a converted like church van bus. It's a bus. It's got bunks in it and everything. So we slept there. Got up in the morning and had by far the best meal of the weekend.
Let me describe the meal, because this is a very affordable weekend, by the way. We spent $110 on food. And the first meal of the day, we took the bread, right? We had wheat and white bread. We cut the holes out of it, put the eggs in the middle on our Blackstone blacktop griddle situation, and we put cheese on top of that. It was nice.
Very good.
It 2 of those and a water, and you're good for the day.
Yep.
And it's clean eating.
I can't wait to weigh myself after this weekend to figure out how much weight I lost.
Oh, the fucking walking, my hammies.
Well, I mean, I haven't eaten
Locked
anything, and I've just drank beer and walked the whole weekend.
Say what you want about light beer. We're drinking. Drink choice is Coors Light, right?
I have found that this weekend, because when a Natty Light gets warm, because here's what you need in a day drinking beer. You need a beer that isn't like off-putting to the taste, and you need a beer that still tastes kind of okay once it warms up a little bit, and that's Coors Light. That's what it is. Natty Light, once it gets a little warm, it becomes it's like dog saliva. It's terrible.
Can I tell you the best part of this weekend? If I could be frank.
Phil, but go ahead.
Let's be honest. If this was me, Emmett, and Sherman here, and we had another me, Emmett, or Sherman here, it'd be a whole different thing. The whole thing of this is seeing Baby Pepper here live out his childhood dream of seeing Big Dick Talladega.
Watching NASCAR.
Getting locked in. And fucking just feeling the fucking engines. Ugh.
It was great. And it's interesting.
It was nice.
Doing something like this with people who have no fucking idea what's going on.
I think that was our neighbor's biggest pride, of seeing rookies come in and they locked into the fact that they could guide us.
Yeah.
And not let us eat shit all weekend,
we
would have done.
They were our camp dads.
Yeah. And, by the way, they're in a dual axle pull behind trailer, not a camper, with cots.
Yeah.
A fan and a deep freeze.
I'll be honest. I think our sleeping situation might be better than theirs.
100,000% it is. Just the privacy fact. The
Yeah.
privacy factor.
Tried jerking off in a cot.
Dude, and I guess they would leave that back door open to give them a little bit of airflow. But still, like, and the weather was nice. We got lucky.
So Friday night, we went to bed at God knows when. Some of us 4 o'clock, some of us 5 o'clock in the morning. We got up at 8 the next morning, and then we ventured out. So the plan Friday was to... Oh, shit. We got here... Yeah, we got here Friday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. We left Thursday evening. We got here Friday morning.
Yeah.
So the plan Friday was to just walk around and see where things are.
Yep.
And to get a lay of the land.
Boy, did we walk.
And we walked everywhere.
God damn.
We walked to the north side. We didn't walk all the way to North Park where that metal show was.
Yeah.
But we walked everywhere.
I'm surprised everybody's health, by the way.
Sure.
Because I thought one of these guys were going to, even me, like, I thought one of these guys were going to, knees going to snap.
No.
Somebody's going to pull a hammy. I don't know.
We made it. I spent this entire weekend on $16 Walmart shoes.
Yeah.
I panic bought some
Yeah,
Walmart shoes.
they look
at
good.
the last minute.
I could tell that's rubber. That's Chinese rubber. But,
Yeah.
you know, is what it is.
So, I mean, there's really not much to talk about Friday. We just kind of walked around and saw stuff. We went to the Hall of Fame and bought some $2 hats. What else did we do Friday? That was pretty much it, right?
Yeah, just ton of
We just
walking,
explored.
exploring.
All right, so Friday night, what did we do Friday night? Was Friday night the night Friday night we hung out with our neighbors.
Yeah.
So Friday night we were going to go to the infield and like party,
But
and then it rained. Like we were literally
both
walking.
nights there was 2 blobs on the radar, just right at key times.
Friday night we were walking to the track to go to the infield. And by the way, we were going to the wrong spot. We didn't know that. But we were. We absolutely were. We would have been miserable if we would have actually got to the track and figured out what's what. And as we were walking, it started sprinkling just a little bit, and I turned on My Radar. Shouts out My Radar, best radar app on the motherfucking planet.
I just found out about that. I'm on the Weather Channel.
And
it sucks.
there was a big green, yellow, and red blob headed our way. And I was like, boys, this is not looking good. So we decided to abandon that mission, and we came back to our campsite, and we went, because our neighbors invited us over. We went over there and hung out with them, had a lovely evening, talking, became friends with them. And guess what? They became our rides to the track for the whole rest of the weekend. Like, they would go to the track for the races.
Saved us a nightmare of walking. Think about how many rides we got and how much walking that would have been. It
Easily,
fucks everything up.
What,
it
8,000
everything.
steps?
Yeah.
Probably.
Changes everything.
So, Saturday morning, we get up. So there's 2 races Saturday. There's the ARCA race, which is like the lowest level of NASCAR, pretty much.
The highlight of that race was seeing Frankie Muniz. That was cool.
The guy from Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle. Like, what's he doing?
So the way NASCAR works, the top level, you got Cup Series. The second level, you got Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
The third level, you got Truck Series. And the fourth level, you have ARCA Series. We saw ARCA. And these are like old, shitty, decommissioned NASCAR Cup cars.
It's dudes with a bunch of money that have a good hobby.
Yeah. And it was one of the worst races I've ever seen.
Very boring. Very standard race.
The same guy led
drama.
every lap. There were no wrecks. They didn't have live pit stops, so it was a competition caution. Flew halfway in the race. It sucked. So we're like, all right, well, hey guys, don't get discouraged. This is not what NASCAR is most of the time. We came back to the campsite, refilled our coolers with beer and stuff, went back out there, and then got to see one of the best Xfinity races, I think, maybe of all time.
Yes. Very
So,
happy with that.
The Xfinity race was similar to the Cup race. It was what? Yeah.
Yeah, 4X.
We had 4X in the Xfinity race. It was similar to today, where we had a ton of different, like, you had no idea who was going to win the race because it was a ton of different leaders. They spent a lot of time running 3 wide. It was very, very fun, very impressive. That's when I went and linked up with my boy Nas Cody on Twitter. I went and watched the end of that race with them, which was nice. It was nice to hang out with people who were fans of drivers and knew what was going on. And, you know, it was nice to watch a race in person with somebody you could actually talk about the race with.
Yeah, shout out to them. They invited us in their camp. Very lovely setup. They had a very nice love seat. Uh-oh. Here we go. Hang on.
So Saturday night is like the big party night, and we're getting ready to go out, and I get a text message with a screenshot of the radar, and boy, does it look grim. It looks worse than Friday night. It's like 4 times as big and 4 times as nasty.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck. So we abandoned the idea of going into the infield because, like, Phil's main goal for the whole weekend is we want to go into the infield and we want to do like the Talladega Boulevard experience.
Got to do it.
We want to party in there. So we're like, fuck. All right. Well, we crank up the bus and we start watching YouTube videos. And then I got a text from Cody, and he said, hey, we're over here playing beer pong at our camp. We're dry. If you want to come over here, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
And I showed that to Phil. I was like, what you want to do? And we decided to go over there. We walk all the way over there, and it's not far, but
yeah, it's
like,
right across the creek there.
as far as the crow flies, it's like 100 yards, but to actually get over there, we have to go across a bridge.
It's an
and
8-minute walk.
Maybe 10, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not
But
bad.
we walk through the rain, brave the elements, get over there, and it is your standard college party.
It was
They got
nice.
beer pong going on. There's dudes with their shirts off.
It was nice.
There's guys chugging liquids out of hollow eagles and shit.
Usually in beer pong, you have like cheap trash beer, which I don't like. I'm a quality human. You're a quality guy.
Sure.
I like to treat myself right. These guys had fucking some Sweetwater IPA.
They had
in
a
the cups.
Sweetwater
It was nice.
employee.
They had Sweetwater.
The
rep.
guy who made the beer.
Yeah, there's
was
the guy.
there, which was nice.
So it was nice.
Very, very, very fun and interesting crew.
Yeah.
Because we got introduced person by person by Cody, and he had
Yes, he was very helpful.
very descriptive
Yeah.
on his introductions. He was like, hey, this guy right here, he's a little retarded. So maybe
He straight up did that. Yeah.
you
That
know,
was
maybe
crazy.
don't leave any knives laying around this guy.
He said if he comes up and talks to you and you feel weird, just know he might be a little retarded.
It's like this guy.
God damn, dude.
This guy is autistic. He also works for Richard Childress Racing, and he
Yeah.
wrapped the car that won today.
Yeah,
so he's
that
excited. So we're hanging out with them. We're meeting new people. It's fun. We're kind of out of our element. And then Talladega Jesus pulls up, and he's like, "Hey,
Shout
boys, there's a break in the weather. We're gonna go in the infield." And then everybody's looking around like, "We're gonna go in the infield? It's still raining." He's like, "I'm telling you, I'm Talladega Jesus. Fucking listen to me, dude." We load up in a truck. It stops raining. We load up in a truck, and we head into the infield. What happens next, Phil? Because
Okay.
I'll be honest,
Yeah.
my recollection past this point is pretty hazy.
Yeah, it's me and you and one other guy in the back of the truck, and I took a Zen, which wasn't a good idea because I just downed a ton of small. And look, beer pong. Most people are reserved with the amount of trash beer that they put in, so
Sure.
it's not a big deal. There's like half cups of like
That's me.
legit Sweetwater IPAs.
That was me.
And I'm just killing them.
So here's the thing.
And they had weird rules with if you get 2 balls.
No, it was very standard rules.
Okay.
I was out of
I haven't played in a
practice.
while.
Yeah. I was out of practice, but once we started explaining the rules, that's the exact same rules I used to play with.
Yeah.
So when we started the game, there was some cups on the table with beer still in them, and I was like, well, shit, we'll just use these. So I consolidated those beers, and then all the leftover cups,
Yeah.
I grabbed 3 beers out of the backpack and filled those cups up. So, yeah, did we have a lot of beer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I
Ton of
drink
beer.
75% of the cups? Yep, sure did.
And I thought we were going to get blown out, but thank God my underhanded toe pointing technique worked out.
Phil came through. Your boy Pepper, fucking terrible performance. Completely out of practice. Just airballing shit. Like just denting the shit out of rims. Just not a good performance at all. The guys we're playing against, I'll be honest, they're not good, but they're better than us.
But they do it a lot.
Yeah, they're well practiced. They're way better than us.
And I'll say this. I was telling Emmett and Sherman earlier, it's weird being in your late 30s and hanging out with early 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
You think you're on the same level, like you think, and then 30 minutes in, you're like, oh, this is different. This is not the same. They're in a different world.
Yeah.
Mentally. It's a different world. But it was nice. It was a very positive experience.
So we load up in the back of a pickup truck, and we show up in the infield.
Oh yeah, that was sick.
And it is
walk across the track.
Walk across the track.
Go to Talladega Boulevard, which is basically a Bourbon Street for Talladega.
So it is an airfield, and the Talladega Boulevard is on one of the runways.
Yep. And
you walk down, and there's campers lining either side, and there are a bunch of campers that have like specialty stuff set up where it's like we converted this camper into a bar, and it's a bar, and you can. We never went in. We brought all our own drinks and shit.
Really impressed with the school bus conversions.
Yeah,
this is some shitty school buses that looked incredible inside. They had like back decks. It was nice.
So there's an area. There's multiple like stripper areas.
Yeah.
And one thing that we had noted multiple times throughout the weekend, I would say, is the lack of like quality women walking around.
Yep. Very disappointed.
A lot of old salty dogs
not that
out
we're
here.
looking, but you come to a thing like this, you hear the stories, and you see a bunch of Sloppopotamus Patrick looking girls walking around. It gets weird.
So one thing I specifically remember is there's a girl on a stage, a makeshift stage that is built out of scaffolding, and she is on the third tier of scaffolding, and it's her and there's basically like a fat blobby girl, and then like a really skinny meth head chick, and they're up there like I guess stripping or something. But like for the most part, she was just pulling her shorts to the side and rubbing her pussy, and then the meth head girl I guess was showing her tits or something.
What was impressive to me was the crowd, because I was like, oh, look at all these dudes like with their tongues out and their mouths open looking at this round girl.
No.
But the commentary in the crowd was quite the opposite.
I'm pretty sure at some point they were yelling jump, 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 which I thought was rude. I thought that was out of line.
Everyone was upset that girl was doing that. They're like, yo, come on. Like, what's
quit being gross.
Like they were disappointed.
When you have a bunch of drunk dudes looking at you telling you to quit being gross, then you are absolutely a problem.
And the girl just thinks that everyone loves her.
Yeah. She's not catching the vibe of the crowd. So at one point we went to hold on, we're gonna have to woo here.
We're gonna have to fucking let's go, baby. Let's fucking go.
So at some point we went to a porta potty, and you want to talk about some apocalyptic shit? Well, I opened and somebody warned me. I don't remember who warned me.
Defeats the purpose of a porta potty.
Somebody warned me, like, hey, they're going to be bad. And I was like, okay, buddy.
Yeah,
I've been to a lot of porta potties, been to a few bad ones. I could imagine. I walked in and I was like, oh, I didn't imagine this. This is so much worse than I thought it was going to be. The urinal part of the porta potty was completely filled up with trash.
To the rim.
Not
trash, urine and feces.
All right, we'll see ya.
Love you.
Our neighbors
Thank
are leaving.
You.
Phil said, "I love you."
Should I said that?
And the part where the liquid is stored in the porta potty was completely filled up, overflowing.
Disgusting.
So when you pissed in it, all you did was make it overflow more.
And really, I got kind of upset because like God damn it, guys. This is basically.
This is America.
I equate this to the Super Bowl. I equate Talladega weekend. I told Emmett this earlier. I equate this as America flexing its dick on like, yo, how big can we make something?
Yeah.
Like, we're going all out. We're going to fucking camp.
And I mean, when the race starts, you have an army band playing the national
We had a
anthem.
4-star fucking general.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's there smoking the $10,000 cigar.
We got an F-22 flyover.
3 F-22 Raptors.
I mean,
Sick.
yeah, it doesn't get more American than this.
Yeah.
And then you walk
It's
in the
nice.
porta potty.
It's like, come on,
fucking
guys, you
overflowing.
can't run the pump truck one more
Yeah.
time, one more cycle. Shit, dude.
There was some things I'd rather not talk about that happened, not because they're bad or anything, just because it's like shit talking like specific
yeah.
people.
Being Karens,
But
but can I tell you what I want you to do right now?
sure.
You want a hamburger?
No, I'm good.
We're good. We're good to go. Thank you. We will.
They're doing their podcast.
Neighbor's trying to give us some hamburgers.